Welcome to the Koso Connections podcast, where the ancient art of Japanese fermentation science meets modern natural health. Embark with us on a journey of transformation, exploring age-old wellness practices through inspiring discussions, expert advice, and personal stories. Discover how these traditions can revolutionize your health and well-being today.
Hello, Tomodachi, and welcome back to another episode of Koso Connection. I'm your host, Lisa Cortez, and today's story is the one that will lift you up, empower, and remind you that healing is always possible when you choose yourself. So, without further ado, I'm with my co-host, Karen Manzingo, and of course, the one and only Dr. Z.
Hello, everyone.
So let's welcome the brilliant and the unstoppable Jenny King. Hello, Jenny King.
Hello.
Well, we definitely want to say a big konnichiwa to Miss Jenny King and just briefly say we really appreciate you. I know you're a very busy person, not only as a mother, but also in your professional life. So we do really appreciate you taking the time to come to our podcast. I have been looking forward to this for a long time. We briefly met in Scottsdale. Actually, I think we rode in the same car. And I was listening to your stories about your professional life. And as I was driving, I was thinking, very interesting person. But I'm really happy that you're here. And if I don't get a chance to tell you thank you at the very end from us and also our Japanese company, arigato. Thank you very much for being here. So let's get started. We have a lot to talk about. So here we go.
Hello, Jenny. We're so excited that you're here. You have such a beautifully diverse background, fitness, academia, running your own boutique, the arts, and also you're a mom. Two amazing girls. For those meeting you for the first time, can you give us a little moment? Who is Jenny?
Hi. Thank you guys so much for having me to share my story on the podcast. I'm so truly appreciative. A little bit about myself. I'm a 48-year-old mom of two daughters.
I get 48. I can't even believe it. You look amazing.
38 as far as I can. But anyway, go ahead.
Okay. Okay. Well, I am 48. Thank you. I appreciate that. And I have two beautiful daughters. Harriet is 11 and Bernadette is 6. I've been married to my husband, Bart, for 13 years. And we live in Roseville, Minnesota. And we are currently in a state of winter with about 11 inches of snow. And Karen had none.
I have 0.
You're lucky. Over the years, I've worked in a fitness environment, a university setting, a pet store, an art museum. I run a clothing business for about a decade now, and I've even organized an independent art festival. I love discovering new restaurants and watching a lot of good movies and getting out in the world so I could be a resource to people if they were looking for something new to do out in the world. I think it's just because I'm a Gemini and I like to collect a little bit about everything in the world so I can be of service to others.
Actually, fun fact that I don't know if Dr. Z knows, but you and Jenny share a birthday.
We do?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Yeah, I did. I'm a Gemini. Are you in the? Well, I mean, I'm a rabbit by nature, but I mean, yeah, I'm in the late 20s. So to speak. I'm a mate.
The 27th.
Well, depending on which country you're in, I guess we're born at the same day. So yeah. Happy birthday in the near future, by the way. Thank you.
To you.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Looks like we're having a birthday party, but no, we're having a Jenny party. But let's go on.
I love a Jenny party.
Yeah, I think we need to get and let Jenny explain how she met with Karen and how Karen met with Jenny and how it all proceeded. We can go from there. So yeah.
Do you want your version, Jenny, or my version?
Well, my version is we know our version, so I can say how I've known Karen through another business for probably 5 years, I think.
Something like that, probably. Yeah.
And this past January, I saw a video of Karen, and I was like, what is she doing? And what is this drink? And why is she so funny with these little blurbs on her videos? And I'm like, so it was January 15th, and I noticed she posted, and my friend Sierra posted, and my friend Gina posted. I'm like, what are they doing? And so I messaged Karen, and I said, what are you doing? What is this all about? And she said, oh, it's just this product from Japan. And I was like, done. You had me at Japan.
I really was that simple. Like, Jenny was an easy sell. I even had to say, like, hold on, Jenny, like, you should probably try it. Make sure you like it. She's like, if I have to, I'm in regardless. Like, done deal. Japan, I'm sold. I don't need to know it anymore, which I loved.
No, I'm like, I have a Shiba Inu, so I'm like, I love the dogs they have. I love sushi. I'm like, just give it all to me. Like, cause I know what they're doing, and I know what they're doing is the right things because they have so much ancient knowledge. It's just, why not listen to them?
Well, you've got me convinced. You've got me convinced Japan is a great place. So yeah, definitely.
I think something interesting about your journey, Jenny, like you said, we've been friends for a long time. And when you started taking the Koso Med products, a concern that you had was, are people going to listen to me? So Jenny's someone who's always been very slender. Jenny looks healthy already. And so I remember us talking and you saying, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to show people because I'm already on the slender side. Where do you feel like your glow ups have happened, I guess, because not necessarily weight loss?
I think it's happened more internally, but then it reflects on the outside. I started drinking the super drink right away in January. And as soon as I started drinking it, you get the Koso glow. And then since then, my energy increased. Like, I don't even think I'm in perimenopause anymore, which is just like a miracle. I had really itchy skin and like my eyes were inflamed and my ears all of last winter. And that has gone away completely. Wow. And I literally have lost weight. I've lost 14 pounds.
That's crazy.
I know. Which I'm just like, that must just be all the visceral fat attached to my organs because my clothes aren't loose, but I've lost that much weight. So like that, it's amazing. I'm so happy with the drink, but I've also added other things too. So we'll see how it goes.
Probably you had some congestion issues, maybe bloating, maybe some lymphoid issues as well too. I mean, you do look slimmer than we met back last year, and your face is very triangular, which is a good sign. It shows that you're doing. Yeah, a lot of people think that like when they take the product, they should lose fat. They ignore the fact that the visceral fat, the one that you're talking about, is really a key to really good health. And people can't carry 14 pounds or more of visceral fats that get attached to your organs, and it's really unhealthy. So that's good news. I always say that the products are working when you put your pants on and it's a little bit big, you know. Everybody has their own goals. You know, people like to take those shots. They want to lose like 100 pounds. They don't think about people that are already thin that just want to get into better shape. So that's really a good sign. I'm happy to hear that it really does work. That's really great news. See, Karen, it does work.
I think it does. I noticed you brought it up and I forgot until you said it, Jenny, but we talked a lot about perimenopause. That was like the first thing that you noticed. Can you talk a little bit more about your experience with that? Because I think that's so important to so many people.
Definitely. The first time I had some perimenopause symptoms was the summer I turned 46. And it wasn't even on my radar because my kids were still fairly young, but I had kids later in life. So, you know, things happened faster than to me. At that time, I started getting hot flashes and that lasted for about 2 weeks until I couldn't take it anymore. And I just thought, how can anybody just sit back and just let this be and try not to find a solution for it? So at that time, I tinkered with some supplements of my own, but again, those were chemically made supplements and they made the symptoms go away for a while. And I was like, cool. All right, we're doing good. Then this past winter, I had a physical and it showed that my cholesterol levels were really high, even though I don't eat any fried food. And that just showed me that the perimenopause symptoms were changing again. And I needed to make another change with myself. So I had my blood tested in January. And then after 4 months of drinking the super drink, I had my blood tested again and my cholesterol just went right back down because it wasn't my diet. It's just because I was going through that phase with my body. And my waistline was expanding because I have a very sedentary job. And I just was like, no, there's got to be something else. And so then I saw the redheaded lady and she has literally saved my health and helped me so much with the perimenopause. I haven't had a symptom since January and I'm so grateful. I'm just sitting here waiting and hopefully nothing else changes.
I feel like I'm saying too much, but I just have one more thing, and then I'll stop talking. But when you and I, when you first started taking Koso products, you had this one. You were like, "Oh, what can I get rid of that I'm taking?" Like you had your supplements or your vitamins or whatever that you were taking before, and I was like, I mean, all of them. This does all of it. But then you held on to your vitamin D. Do you remember?
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, man, I have to keep taking my vitamin D.
I live in Minnesota, and we don't go out very long. Like
No
there's
sunshine.
6 months a year. Yeah, we don't get the sunshine. I'm in a basement or an office, so my vitamin D levels were so deficient. So I was taking some vitamin D pills for a while, but
and then you went to Scottsdale.
Yes,
right.
And then someone was doing a chemical experiment on supplements, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna go home and throw those away. I'm not gonna name who that was in the room, but but now I've taken to heart Dr. Z's advice of just go out in the sun for like 15 minutes a day and you should be all right. So I'm trying that in my living room because I have too much snow and it's too cold to go outside. So and it's helped immensely. And this January, I'll go again for my physical. So I can't wait to see how the rest of my health has been affected by the Koso path.
Waiting for the results of that physical. It sounds really quite incredible. Just a quick question, I guess, depending on how I ask it. That you met the Arizona Angel. Now we call Karen the Arizona Angel, and she introduced the products to you and that you start to feel better. There's going to be a lot of people, I would say ladies in particular, that are going to be looking at this and going, yeah, I have the same symptoms. I have the same issues. What exactly would you recommend for them? I mean, when you watch the YouTube and you ask the YouTube that question, you know how many gurus come out and go, you need this, you need that, you got to have this, you got to jump over here, cut this off, put this on. You know by now that most of that is just, digital sales. But would be very curious to hear your answer and see how you approach that with people that would be asking you that question.
I would definitely say if you are skeptical at all, which most people in the US are because we are used to how supplements are just thrown at us, how pills are thrown at us. And so most of us trust like what our doctors or our nutritionists say. But if you're looking for something alternative that is, not prescribed and you're like self-prescribing it, taking a chance that maybe it'll do something. But if you look at what's happened with me, what's happened with Karen, you can see our testimonies are true and it shows that food can heal you. So if you wanted to start healing yourself from the inside out without doctors or chemicals or supplements, then I would start with the super drink. It was the easiest to incorporate into my life because it's just a drink and it tastes really good. And that's all you have to commit to. Like if you can drink a drink every day, then it will change your life and put you on a path to set you up for even more changes mentally and physically. And then you get to a point, you're like, okay, well, that worked really, really well for me. What else can I add? So then you could add Bio 88 and start feeding your bio more and flushing it out. And then you're like, okay, that worked really well too. Then you should add Super Bio Slender, and then, even more magical happen. Like I've had like toenails grow that haven't grown in 2 years, like just random things like that. It's weird. When you really take a minute to look at yourself and take stock of where you're at and where you want to be. If you choose a natural path like Koso, like it can do so many incredible things for you. It's not going to be, what you see in the commercials where you've lost 20 pounds in a month by taking a shot. This is going to be a life path. And the longer you're on it, hopefully the longer you'll live. And it seems so simple to me because the food products can heal you. And I say, why not? Because Kieran had me in Japan. Like it's just as easy.
Well, you're welcome. Well, you're welcome. And you'll probably be a great participant in the near future. I do have one more question before the ladies have their chance to ask you those. It's a personal question and it's based on my observation, and maybe I'm not correct, and maybe I am correct, or probably you'll have the answers for that in a moment. But the short period of time that we spent in Scottsdale, I noticed that you were very reserved when you were there. And what I'm noticing here is that the word has not come out of your shell, but you seem to be more emotionally upbeat. Am I incorrect in my observation? Is there something different about Jenny King that, if you don't mind elaborate, I could be completely wrong, and we could, has there been a big change in you emotionally?
No, I wouldn't say I feel like I don't know, I wasn't I've never had depression or anxiety or any those kind of issues. It's more that I'm happier, I think, because I know what I'm doing is going to help me, and by sharing my story, I'm hopefully going to help others, and it feels good. And so you get that, is it endorphins? No, that's working out. What's the happy hormone? Is it the happy?
Just call it the happy hormones. People get it. The happy hormones.
My happy hormones are balanced, and I feel elevated, and it's just
You've got the
so good.
You've got that James Brown "I'm feeling so good" kind of point of view, right? Yeah. Well, I'm glad that the Koso is helping you to feel good.
Yeah. I just have one. You brought up specifically being a mom later in life, and how does being a mom later in life relate to your feelings about health?
Well, when we made the decision to start a family, we had some difficulty in that path. We started trying on our own for about 6 months, and then I was like, you know what, let's go get checked out because we have insurance. Why not? We went to a fertility clinic. That's what it's for. I'm going to use it for something. So we went to a fertility clinic, and they're like, you have a 25% chance of having a kid because we started at 35 years old, and we're at that point, you're geriatric. So it took us about 3 months of IUI to have Harriet, which was amazing. Glad that was smooth. But then 4 years later, we're almost 40, and we wanted to have a second kid, and they said, you have about a 5% chance this time. So it took 2 years to have Bernadette, and that was a lot of emotional roller coasters. So I was like, now that I know about Koso, we probably could have had a third if I would have known about it. What the hell?
Recently it has happened. Yeah, recently it has happened.
I know, but I don't know. Yeah. 48 years old, I probably have a negative 25% chance now. They might increase the more Koso I take. You never know. So that was quite difficult having a family later in life, but it wasn't that late. And it really was. Now I can't remember what your question was because I was thinking about my kids.
I can expand more, but wanting to be healthy. I mean, when you're having kids later in life, wanting to be healthy longer for them. I mean, that would be my thought. Do you have any feelings about that? How does that make you feel?
I want them to see the habits that I'm forming, that what you put in your body really does matter. And my children do ask. My youngest Bernadette, she's like, "Can I have this? These sweet potato sticks, are they healthy?" And I'm like, they wouldn't be in the house if they weren't healthy. So she's like, okay. And then they'll be like, can I have celery? I'm like, yes, you can have celery. I'm like I've washed everything with Save the Globe. So I'm like, go right ahead. Eat as much celery as you want. So I'm just hoping that and I see that they're picking up on my healthy habits, and they'll ask for Koso once or twice a week, and they'll make it themselves because they like the little milk frother to mix it up, and they think they're having cold hot chocolate. So it's fun. I want to instill this kind of stuff in their life because they're going to be not attacked. I guess it's mostly attacked by the U.S. food market most of their life. So they have to figure out how to navigate what is healthy and what is really healthy, and read packages and labels. And I have an app on my phone that we use to scan barcodes, and it'll tell us a good rating if it's good or not. And then I'll be like, nope, you can't have that. The app says no. So, and they don't fight me on it. So I think, just seeing how energetic I am and how it's affecting me, I think it'll put them on a lifetime path of being healthy too.
I love that.
Just a introductory question, just a second, Nika. I like your phrase about being attacked. I've never quite heard it said that way, but I think that's a great spokesperson's point of view. I've never heard about being attacked in the United States with food. It's an incredible analogy, so to speak. Well, it's almost like well, it's true. You are definitely attacked by missiles, it's for sure, but a different kind of missile. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm going to turn it back over to Nika. I just was stunned by that remark. Yeah.
Yes. So, Jenny, you lived such a powerful story full of resilience, curiosity, and so much heart. And I know many women listening right now themselves in the journey. So, before we wrap up, I want to ask you something a bit personal. If you could sit down with the Jenny who was tired, overwhelmed, and searching for answers, what would you tell her?
Oh, I would tell her, it's called womanhood for a reason, because you're not alone. You are a part of a group of these wonderful females that whatever you're going through mentally, physically, there is a woman out there who has lived it or is living through it right now. And don't stop until you find your people or your answer, because being a woman is hard enough. Like our bodies start challenging us the moment we get our first period. So I've always tried to give mine the best chance to stay healthy and calm. I've had so many friends and family say I could never stop eating that, or I could never do that, but never isn't in my vocabulary. My mom calls me stubborn. I just call myself determined. So don't lose heart when it comes to your health. There is always a way forward, especially when you look to ancient traditions and to those who carry knowledge and experience. Like, you are not alone. You just have to find what works for you. And Koso Men might be your answer. Just saying. It was for me.
Fantastic answer. Quite remarkable. Very appreciative.
So, Jenny, thank you so much for sharing your beautiful journey with us. And also to our Koso family, thank you for tuning in with us, for growing with us, for choosing wellness one step at a time. So we appreciate you, we celebrate you, and we are grateful for your presence here. So until next time, take care, stay well, and see you next time. Stay connected. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, everyone. Thank you.